The Dallas Wings have finally done the unthinkable. They've tried to convince us that Paige Bueckers is the next Caitlin Clark. And by convince, I mean they've desperately attempted to hype up a player who just doesn't have the same magnetism. Let's be honest, if Paige were any more overhyped, they'd be handing out "please attend" flyers at the local mall. So what happened to the so-called Paige effect we kept hearing about? Let's dive into the harsh reality check that just hit the Dallas Wings and their supposed savior, Paige Bueckers. When Paige Bueckers made her WNBA debut, only 6,251 people showed up. The College Park Center definitely wasn't flooded, despite what the hype machine wants you to believe. We're talking about her season opener and home debut, yet they couldn't even sell it out. This was supposed to be her grand entrance into professional basketball, and the attendance looked more like a preseason game than a star-studded debut. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continues to rewrite the WNBA's attendance records like it's her personal mission to eliminate empty seats. The difference is glaring. Clark's debut shattered expectations. Her games have become must-see events, moving to NBA-sized arenas like the American Airlines Center just to meet demand. When the Indiana Fever comes to Dallas, they're shifting the game to a 20,000-seat venue. Paige Bueckers? Still playing in the standard 7,000-seat arena, with plenty of tickets still available. The empty sections speak louder than any press release. Fast forward to Paige's debut, and now the team is scrambling to explain away the empty seats. It was supposed to be a dream matchup, Paige playing against her hometown Minnesota Lynx. But there were still visible gaps in the crowd. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is pulling in sellout after sellout, turning every city she visits into a sea of fans. Yet, for some reason, the media can't bring themselves to say what's obvious. Clark is simply on another level. Somehow, the WNBA media continues pushing a Paige versus Caitlin narrative. Maybe they just want a rivalry so badly they're willing to manufacture one out of thin air. Maybe it's desperation to find someone, anyone, who can stand next to Clark. But the results are in, and they're not even close. You can't just crown someone the future face of the league because of college hype. Clark is delivering results. Paige, well, she's still trying to fill the lower bowl. Even Nalyssa Smith, who left Indiana to join the Wings, might be regretting her decision. She walked away from the most buzzed-about team in the WNBA for what? A fresh start? She went from playing in front of sold-out crowds to hoping fans will show up at all. The moment she got traded, she updated her Instagram bio like it was a career upgrade. But it's looking more like a missed opportunity. And don't get me started on the media double standards. When Clark had her debut, they called it up and down, despite her 20 points and drawing massive crowds. But Paige gets 10 points on 30% shooting, with more fouls than assists, and suddenly she shined? Come on. If that's considered shining, then expectations have clearly been lowered just to make the story fit. We're watching a repeat of what always happens in sports: manufactured rivalries that fall apart when faced with reality. Clark is generating thousands of dollars in ticket revenue, selling out arenas, and creating merch lines that stretch around the block hours before tip-off. This isn't just hype, it's impact. It's something the Wings and the media need to acknowledge. Dallas thought they struck gold. What they got was a hard lesson in star power. You don't fake the kind of influence Caitlin Clark has. The Wings went from "we've got the next big thing" to "why aren't we selling like Indiana?" in record time. And don't be surprised if their future ads feature more footage of Caitlin Clark than their own roster, because that's what actually draws the fans in. This isn't hate. It's just the reality of what happens when a truly generational talent like Caitlin Clark comes along. There's only one original, and the WNBA is learning that the hard way.